this is Sam Black, and I just went 5-0 with this Pyromancer prowess, Pyromancer's prowess deck that I built to try it in this modern league, and it was sweet. I think Bedlam Reveler might just be a really unfair card. In a shell like this, it's kind of like a treasure cruise, except when you try and do another one, you don't have to fill your graveyard again for the delve, and you spend one extra mana, but you get a 3/4 prowess, and a 3/4 prowess is basically infinitely large. So that's all pretty good, and the drawback is that if you obviously it's not as good if you have a full hand. So I talked about how Swift Spear was kind of like a grape shot every turn. It's also, importantly, with Bedlam Reveler, a grape shot that you play at the beginning of your combo rather than at the end of your combo. So you start with Swift Spear, play a bunch of spells, cast Bedlam Reveler, draw a bunch of cards, play a bunch more spells. I like that I'm kind of attacking from some pretty different angles with Pyromancer Ascension, Swift Spear, and Bedlam Reveler. Bedlam Reveler is great against the Jones style decks that are traditionally good against Storm, because it's a 4-for-1, so it's kind of like a 2-mana opportunity, except with a giant board presence that they can't Abrupt Decay or Lightning Bolt. And then Ascension ignores Terminate and stuff, and Swift Spear is just very fast. So I like all that. I think Swift Spear is a little bit better at winning the game than I was imagining. So while I thought that I needed the Noxious Revival and Manamorphose nonsense combo, I think that might not actually be correct. And it's possible that the Noxious Revivals would be better as maybe something like cut 2 Noxious Revivals in a land for 3 remands, or maybe some Visions of Beyond or something. But that definitely felt like the weakest part of the deck. Could also see maybe cutting a Faithless Looting and doing like I don't know, maybe getting a slot there for another Remand or another Visions of Beyond or something. Sideboard, I really liked the sideboard thing in the ice. The other stuff was kind of whatever. I'm pretty sure that like something like probably Spell Pierce should be in the 75. Remand and Spell Pierce just felt like cards that a deck like this would probably want access to. Since I didn't really know what matchups I had problems with, I just kind of filled out with cards that I thought might be nice in my deck. Could certainly see some kind of graveyard hate. Grafdigger's Cage is tempting because it doesn't interact with anything that I'm doing, and it's very powerful. But it's also not a spell, so I could see Surgical Extraction instead. I definitely wouldn't want more than one Grafdigger's Cage. You're very good at finding your cards. One thing that I briefly considered was just having a bunch of Electrolyzes in my sideboard. Something like that might be reasonable. So overall, you could also just Blood Moon people if you think that there's a metagame where that's going to be useful. I could even see Molten Rain, if you ever copy that off of Pyromancer Ascension against Tron or something. I mean, I guess by the time you're doing that, the game is probably decided one way or another, but anyway, I think Sorry, got sidetracked in my head thinking about Jace. I think it's probably too slow. Young Pyromancer is probably basically a bad thing in the ice. Anyway, Skeleton Suite, as always with a deck that I just throw together. Sideboard could certainly use some amount of tuning, and main deck, like I said, maybe a couple slots from the Noxious Rival, maybe you can cut a land, maybe a Faithless Looting, and I can't be sure that for each of Spirit, Pyromancer, Ascension, Bedlam, Reveler is right, but those cards all felt very, very good. Yeah, so that was fun, and I'm off.